welcome everybody to Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
It's November 30th, last day of November 2011. Can you believe it? It's going so fast. And again, as I mentioned, I think on the last episode, Christmas is coming right up. Have you done any Christmas shopping since then?
No, still no. But 24 days until I go to Hawaii. So I have started my countdown. I'm really excited.
Wow, I think we should film Arts Talk in Hawaii. I'm sure the crew would appreciate that.
They would. It's a write-off.
Coming up on tonight's show, we've got two great guests. We've got Jack Cooper from Cooper Studios. We have J.D. Buzz, a local filmmaker who, as mentioned on the previous episode, is making waves in this area, an Alberta area. He's just done wonderful lately. He won an award at the Edmonton Film Festival for Best Young Director, I believe, and I'm sure he will elaborate on that for us.
Excellent.
And also, Jennifer, you were at an event last night with a guest. We had Scott Campbell on our last show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I got to go to Scott's Nightmare for Christmas, Encounters of the Fourth Kind, and it was fantastic. They had 6 fashion shows, and the Capital City Burlesque was there to perform throughout the whole evening. Firefly did this acrobatic ring event from the ceiling. It was unnatural. It was so good.
Did you join in?
I tried, but apparently you're not allowed to. Oh well. The drink and draw was really successful. We had over 400 people show up to watch, and our artists were really quite intoxicated, and it was just remarkable that they could still draw that drunk. So I think the food bank came out pretty good last night.
Right, that was an event that was raising money for the food bank, which, as we mentioned before, is a great organization at this time of year that does require money and help and non-perishable food goods. So.
So I had a wonderful girl with me, Cassandra Benz, followed me around for the evening, and we got some great footage of all the events and things, so I'm quite excited to share that with you today.
Let's have a look.
Hi, we're in the Westbury Theatre at the TransAlta Arts Barn. We've already seen 2 fashion shows, and Capital City Burlesque has done their first show of the evening. We're in an intermission, and we're just getting ready for the next 2. I'm really excited. And I'm going to sneak over to this table here and say hi to a couple of people. This is Amber and Dylan.
Hello.
Say hi, Amber.
Hi.
Amber, what's your favorite part so far?
I have to say the half-naked ladies. I love that part. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I kind of even want to see if I can try out.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Serious, yeah.
I would love to do burlesque too.
Oh my god, it's so awesome. I'm having so much fun right now.
Wicked. Have you bid on any of the art?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Have you stopped in to see the drink and draw and see how they're doing?
I did see that, yeah. It was near the beginning, so it was still kind of early, but I think I'll pop back out there and see how far they've come.
Awesome. Thanks, Amber. Enjoy your night. Okay, we're going to go in and take a look at drink and draw in just a few minutes. We're going to check out the next couple of fashion shows. Thanks. Thanks so much for joining me at A Nightmare for Christmas, Encounters of the Fourth Kind. That was No Heat for Tomorrow that we just saw, and they were fantastic. It was such a wonderful night. And I'm excited to find out how much they raised for the food bank. And I think the drink and draw is just wrapping up, so the live auction is just about to start. So we're going to end it there, and I'm going to do some bidding. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks.
Welcome back to Arts Talk. That looked great, Jennifer. You had a great night.
It was so fun. Yeah, I was really excited to go.
A lot of people, which was great. So we will try and get footage of other events that are coming up throughout Edmonton and area. So that's just the start of it. And again, it was a great way to actually see what would happen there last night. So we have our segment hosts, of course, Lee Conrad and Mary Lou Drachenberg. And pass it over to you. I believe Mary Lou's coming up.
Yeah, Mary Lou today is talking about finding an appropriate agent for you, headshots and resumes for preparing in the film industry. And I think headshot and resume is also really important for theater actors as well.
Oh,
so
for sure.
I'm excited to find out if my stuff is appropriate and up to snuff for the film industry today. So, Mary?
Thanks, Jen. Hi, I'm Mary Lou Drachenberg, and I'm here to continue my conversation with you about what's really important about being successful as an actor in this industry. There are many opportunities for people as actors to take on different jobs in the industry. But as an actor, you want to make sure that you're properly represented. There are people who will represent models and actors. But if you want to really go forward as an actor, there are specific film acting agents in the community. There's Bill Davidson from Great West Canadian Talent Company. There's Beata Janish from Circle Talent. There's Sherry Kolik from Serendipity, and Elizabeth Ebels, and of course there's Daryl Mork Talent. These are agents that actually work in the community and actually represent actor-represented professional actors. If you are ever approached in a situation where somebody's asking you specifically for dollars to participate with their agency, chances are they are not a legit kind of agency. And if you have any questions regarding this, I suggest that you go to Actor Calgary website and look up what they recommend for proper representation. Another thing that's really important as an actor is venturing out into the future of their career is to make sure you have proper headshots and resumes. A headshot should really look like you. We don't want to see a glamour shot. Yes, we want the best representation of you. Obviously, you want to look good. But the glamour photography kind of shots are really not what we're looking for. And if you have blue hair when you come to the audition. The bottom line is your headshot should really look like you. A good version of you, but it should look like you. Please make sure that you don't have your face covered or hand or hair that's covering your face. We really need to see a clear image of your face. And if your headshot is probably 10 years old and you're now 10 years later, chances are you have changed. We do get lines in our face, and that's okay. When it comes down to resumes, I would highly recommend that your resumes really look at it. Make sure it's clear, concise, and on one page. From a producer standpoint, we don't really want to know how many projects you've auditioned for. We want to know the projects you were successfully chosen for. I've seen many a resume where somebody said they've auditioned for this part or that part or this part or that part. What they're telling me is, I applied for the job at the Brick or Sears, but I didn't get the job. So why would you want to tell us how you were unsuccessful on getting a specific part? We want to know the projects you got. So get good representation, get proper headshots and resumes, and go forward with your career. Thank you.
Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. Thank you, Mary. It's really, really important, actually, what she was saying in regards to agents. I've worked with quite a few agents over the last several years, until I finally found one that really was a good match for me. So it is important to make sure you sit down with your agent and the two of you can work really well together.
And also headshots too.
Yeah.
Very important to get a professional headshot done rather than just go and shoot one at home, because it is important for agents and casting directors to see a decent headshot for sure.
Yes.
So
I'm going to double check mine and make sure it still looks like me.
but, yeah, I
think
think
that's a good
we
idea.
all need to do that. But yeah, it was great. Thanks again, Mary Lou. So we have a guest coming up.
Yes, we're going to start with Jack Cooper today, owner of Cooper Studios. He's a vocal performer, artist development school is what they do. So I'm really quite excited to find out a little bit more about that and what I can do for my own vocal warm-ups before I move into film, and definitely not singing.
For sure, and I've
Definitely
known
not
Jack.
singing
I've known Jack actually for probably 2-3 years also, and Jack has been great for I've worked with some of his kids and been involved with some of the shows and things that they've done, and they are great performers, and he works really hard to help them grow in their singing and performance value, all that kind of stuff. So
Awesome.
yeah, we'll be right back after this, and Jack will be here.
Hi, welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm Jennifer Boudreau, and this is Jack Cooper from Cooper Studios. He is a vocal performance artist development school. Is that part of your training, getting them to say that a whole bunch of times really fast?
Well, after a while, they know what to say.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So tell me a little bit about your school. You've been training for 16 years, correct?
Yes, I started this after I retired from teaching. My brother asked me to come into the business with him because he'd been in it for about 30 years. And I wasn't sure what I was doing at the beginning, but we both had a lot of music training. So I liked the idea of not only just being a music teacher. I couldn't be a music teacher. I'd have to have more creativity.
I see.
So it was the training of the voice and also teaching them what to do when they step on a stage.
Oh, excellent. I didn't realize that was part of the training you provide.
Oh yeah, it's With our singers, it's complete. Everything to be a performer. That's why we use that title.
Okay, excellent. That's why the tongue twister is there.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite exercise that you get your students to do?
I guess it would have to be my brother's breathing technique.
Okay.
He worked with people at Juilliard's in New York, and then studied with Dr. Nancy Z, who was the head of the music program at Cornell University, and they developed a breathing technique taken from Tai Chi, deep breathing, which really protects singers' vocal cords and gives them a much stronger sound rather than singing in the upper chest area.
Okay, so breathing like from the belly, diaphragm.
It would be from the lower diaphragm. He calls it the rebirth, because when we're babies, we breathe properly. I don't think you've ever heard about a baby having laryngitis, and they can scream a long time.
True, true. So you are just moving into a new studio, is that
Yes, it's been a dream of mine, and my dear manager and her husband have worked so hard. Fred and Shauna Denning did a great deal of the work.
Oh.
Some of the parents have helped, but it's a beautiful professional studios for my singers.
And where is it located? In Sherwood Park?
It's located in the strip mall at Main and Broadmoor, right next to the Napa store.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
That mixes well, Napa and vocal training.
Yes.
So are you going to have a grand opening that we should be looking for?
Yes, we are. We're very lucky. I'm not sure if I got the right initials, but the company that asked us to do the Edmonton Indy, the national anthems, because we've helped them, I think it's TBJ, and they're going to do a big opening for us when we're ready.
Oh, that'll be so fun.
Yes.
And Christmas is coming up.
Yes.
How many Christmas performances are you doing?
Quite a few. The big one, December 10th, will be at West Edmonton Mall from 11 till 4. And at the same time, we're doing the Christmas party at the Edmonton International Airport.
Oh.
December 3rd, we're at Pigeon Lake for their big pancake breakfast. And we just found out December 7th, we're at Salisbury, where we'll be entertaining a little bit at their cocktail party.
Wow, that's busy.
Yes.
That sounds really fun. So before you started this school, is that when you were working up north?
I was a teacher for 24 years in the
Okay.
Northwest Territories.
Okay.
Hay River, Fort Smith, and in the Eastern Arctic, Coral Harbor.
And when were you doing the vocal training for the native settlements?
That started about 7 years ago. They wanted to find out what it would be like to do pop music workshops in native settlements.
Interesting.
And I feel very much at home, having been there so long. And we went in, and they were such a success because music is a therapy. And what it was doing was bringing children, teenagers, and even adults out of themselves when you make them stand in front of people. And we were into little ones like Jean Marie River, which had 65 people, and so on.
Wow, that must be really rewarding.
It was, and of course, many, many stories.
Well, I think we have time for a story. Do you have a favorite?
Well, there's quite a few, but going into Jean Marie River, we had to stay at a special building they have, but they had forgot to clean it up. Now, usually these places are clean, but they forgot to clean it up. And the next morning, we went to take a shower. My brother was the first one there, and there was no towels or anything else, and he didn't realize it till after the shower. So the next thing we saw was the shower curtain disappear. And that's how we took care of ourselves.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, well, thank you so much, Jack. We really appreciated having you on our show.
Well, thank you.
If anyone is interested in vocal lessons, you can check out Cooper Studios in Sherwood Park. We'll put up the information on here right after this. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Arts Talk Online, and thanks again, Jack Cooper. That was fantastic. I went to a vocal instructor once, and then she stopped returning my phone calls.
So you're saying you're an actress but not a singer?
Yeah, most definitely.
Jack is great. He's been around for a long, long time. I don't think he mentioned on the show, but he had actually mentioned to me earlier on that I think we should mention this. It was November 11th, but his wife, it was his and his wife's anniversary of 49 years.
Wow.
So he's been married a long time. So good for him. It was good to have him on the show for sure. So yeah, do look up Cooper Studios, a great studio out in Sherwood Park. It's events time.
Yes, there's so much going on. It's the Christmas season, so I'm going to start. December 2nd, The Legend of Whitey, an independent feature filmed in Alberta. It's an 1885 Western comedy spoof. Opens up at the Garneau Theatre and will be there for 5 days, I think. So make sure you get out to see that and support your local filmmaking. And December 3rd is The Fine Art of Schmoozy. It's a tongue twister. I don't know how that happens.
Fine art of
Schmoozy.
Wow.
Schmoozy,
I'm not
yeah.
even going to attempt that.
It's at Latitude 55. It's an art opening with music from Diana Stable and DJ Generic. And the food is sponsored by The Mark, Delish, Niche, and Cravings Artisan Gelato.
Glad you had to
Yum.
say that, because I wouldn't have gotten through that. I've got a couple of events that are also coming up, Christmas events. One, this is at edmontonchristmas.com at the Southside Pentecostal Church Assembly on 2821 109th Street, December 9th, 7 p.m. and December 10th at 7 p.m. And on the 11th, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Christmas season showcase featuring a special guest, tenor by the name of Leon, and I hope I pronounced this right, Leon Tiditis, formerly of the Canadian Tenors back in 2005. So you can get tickets for that by phoning 780-435-6611. Again, that event is the 9th and the 10th at the Southside Pentecostal Assembly. We have at the Edmonton Art Gallery an adult drop-in classes, which will be happening every Thursday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. So the themes vary for that from week to week. Cost $75 per visit, or you can purchase a punch card at $60 and receive one visit free. So check out the Art Gallery website and see if you want to get into some art classes over Christmas and beyond. So coming up, I believe we have Lee Conrad back to do another film review for us. And I think this week he's reviewing a film called The Guard. So let's toss it over to Lee.
Lee Conrad here with your next little movie moment. I had an opportunity to get out to the Princess recently and actually got to see the newest edition from the Irish film community called The Guard. And to this point, it's actually considered to be the most profitable Irish film to date coming out of there. It's an Irish black comedy starring Brendan Gleeson and Don Cheadle. Gleeson plays a Garda, Irish policeman, by the name of Boyle, who basically is the equivalent of Archie Bunker for this day and age, just in his terms of his mannerisms and his thoughts and things like that, with great quips like, "I thought all drug dealers were Mexican and black." Makes for some great interesting banter off of Don Cheadle, who plays the straight-laced FBI agent Everett. He's there in order to investigate a drug trafficking ring that happens to be running through Gleason's territory. So as buddy cop pictures go, it's actually quite refreshing to see a film like this, not necessarily in the traditional Hollywood mold that we're used to seeing, like in Lethal Weapon and Tango and Cash. This is very fresh and independent. And you know from the opening sting of the music with the profanity blasting out at you from the speakers that you're in for a raunchy ride. This movie does not hold back in its political incorrectness, but at the same time it's having a lot of fun with it. And it takes a lot of the conventions that we take for granted in most of these types of pictures and sort of turns it on its head. One scene that comes to mind is a payoff to the police that ends up coming off very hysterically as opposed to the standard, "Here's the money, that's what we got." It's more of a thing of, "Is it all there?" Well, of course it's all there, you idiot. I'm not going to play it out for you, but you just have to go see it. The director, John Michael McDonough, is a newcomer. This is, I believe, his second directorial venture, but to date, it's his most successful one, and I would highly recommend following this one if you're a fan of Tarantino or Matthew Vaughn, if you're a fan of films like Reservoir Dogs or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or even say Snatch. This movie ranks right up there with them in terms of the performances as well as the comedic aspect of it. So if you get an opportunity to, it's no longer playing at the Princess right now, but keep an eye on your Netflix and video on demand, because I would highly recommend seeing this film. If you're a fan of Don Cheadle, who you've seen in Iron Man, and Brendan Gleeson, who we've seen in the Harry Potter films, this is something you need to see just to broaden your aspect of the other bodies of work that these men do. They're incredibly talented, and this film I would highly recommend to anybody who's a lover of independent film.
Thanks, Lee. Another great film review.
That sounds fantastic. I think I'm going to go out and rent that.
It sounds like a good film, yeah. And again, as we mentioned in the previous episode, Lee is just awesome at giving film reviews and all the different genres he'll be covering as we move forth with Arts Talk Online. So make sure you stay tuned. If there's a film that you haven't seen or maybe haven't even heard of, I'm sure Lee will tell you about it.
Yeah.
Coming up, we have our next guest, J.D. Buzz. He's a young Edmonton filmmaker who is working on a feature film right now, I believe to be released in April. I hope that's correct, and J.D. will enlighten us with that when he comes on. So I'd like to get him on here right away. So let's go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with J.D. Buzz. Welcome back. You're watching Arts Talk Online. I am Bill Roberts. Just quickly, you want to view the show, make sure you go to artstalkonline.com, or you'll be able to view it on Facebook and YouTube. So make sure Wednesday nights you watch it. We'll also have previous episodes up on the website too. So if you didn't see last week's, you'll be able to see that on the website. With me, J.D. Buzz. How are you, J.D.?
Good. It's good to be here. It's my first interview. I've never actually been on a taped interview before, so I'm kind of nervous. But
don't worry about it. We'll have fun with it. J.D., you've been a filmmaker since, well, almost about the age of 5. What were you shooting at age 5?
Yeah, it was interesting. I watched the film Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was one of my favorite childhood movies, and I decided that I loved the boulder scene so much. I thought, wow, would that be so much fun to do? So I dressed up as Indiana Jones, got the big blue exercise ball from my basement, set it up on a pillow ramp, and handed the camera to my mom, a little tape camcorder that we had, a family tape camcorder, and I said, okay, action, and then I'd run away from the boulder. But then when I'd watch the footage, I could never figure out why my footage didn't look exactly like the movie. And so that always confused me as a little kid. And so then I started to learn more about film, and I would always watch the bonus features behind movies and see how they were made and see all the effort and the time that goes into them. And so, yeah, ever since then I've been just slowly trying to learn as much as I can and make as many movies as I can.
That's great. And most recently, you won, in September actually, you won awards for the Best Director and Best Editor at the Edmonton International Film Festival for the 24-1 competition.
Yeah, that was it was a great experience. We had 24 hours to make a 3 to 6 minute video, and so I was really hoping to get the genre drama or something, but we got romance. So 3 guys got romance, so I was like, oh. We'll see how it goes.
Well, obviously it went well.
Yeah, it went really well. We got into the top 10. There was a total of 36 entries that made it to the top 10. We made it to there, and then the crowd favorite was chosen, and then they had awards for the other films. So we got Best Directing, Best Editing. So I was quite pleased with that.
That's fantastic. So are you going to be using that film for any other short film competitions or anything like that? Or?
I'm not. First off, I don't know if the rules allow me to enter that particular film, but maybe you never know.
And now you're working on a feature.
Yes.
So how's that going? It's in post now, I understand?
Yeah, it's in post. I'm currently editing it right now. It's a lot of work.
What's it called?
Incursion.
And tell us a little bit about it.
Incursion is a psychological thriller. This guy wakes up in a bathtub. He has no clue where he is. And then what happens, he looks outside the window and he sees that the world is destroyed. It looks like something hit with a nuclear bomb. Yeah. So he doesn't know how he got there or whatever. So we start flashing back through his memories, and we start to find out in a nonlinear storyline how he got to that point, right? And what happens. And so I intentionally wrote it so that way when you finally see the ending, hopefully, if I've done it right, you'll cry and you'll want to strangle me because of the.
No, you made a comment. I read this somewhere that you want to make obviously very good films and show people that you can make very good films with very little budget.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I have, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to see the trailer, and if they wanted to see the trailer, where would they see that?
Just go to my YouTube account. It's buzzcut123, or yeah, it's a YouTube account, youtube.com/buzzcut1234. I just got my website up today actually, so it's still under construction for some of it, but centuryarc.com, that's the name of my film company, Century Arc Entertainment Limited. And yeah, on there you can see the trailers, a couple behind the scenes footage, bits of footage.
Well, one question I had when we talk about budget, especially for independent filmmakers, and we all know how tough it is to make a good film when you don't have a lot of money to do it. How did you get all those vehicles to smash up?
Oh,
You had all these vehicles that you had hitting, and
that was great. We in total smashed 5 vehicles. We totaled them. And
so where did you get the vehicles? Excuse me, can I smash up your vehicle? Or?
Well, pretty much. That's how we went about it. I was able to. For the budget of the film, we raised about $6,500. So that's for the costuming, the props, the catering, etc. Well, not really catering, but the pizza for the actors. And so for the car scenes, I knew that if I got the budget that I wanted, I could smash up some cars. And so I talked to my neighbors, and they had cars sitting in their driveways. And so they wanted to get rid of them. And so I said, if I haul them away, can I have them? And they said, yeah, sure. So I got 2 vehicles free that way. And then in total, out of the 5, then another 2 we bought off Kijiji. And then another one, my stunt driver actually had, and he was going to get rid of it. And so I said, hey, do you want to come out and crash the car? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And so for $620, we smashed and totaled 5 vehicles, and 2 of which ran perfectly well. So I felt bad about that, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, the shot looks great from the brief, shots that I've seen of it. It looks really, really good. So you've done well for sure. And again, please go and see the trailer. From what I've seen of it, it looks like it's going to be a great film. It's released in April.
April, that's my goal.
Any idea approximately where you're going to have it, do you think, for the premiere?
I was thinking maybe talking to the guys at Garnell Theatre, but I really don't know anything at this point. I'm still very early in the editing. I've just passed about the halfway point in like my rough edit, so it'll be interesting. Actually, it was Bill is in a short scene in the film, and he doesn't know anything about the plot. So what I just told him, he didn't know until just now. So
I did not see the script fully before I went and did the scene that I shot. But anyway, it's going to be great. If you have a chance, please go and see the trailer and see the great job that he's done. And again, it's proof that independent film can be made to look very, very well. So, JD, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, no,
we appreciate you coming down to Arts Talk Online. Again, keep a watch on JD because you're going to see a lot of good work from this guy in the future for sure. We'll be right back.
Well, biological warfare is similar.
Logan, we gotta go now! Logan, get out of here!
Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
And I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Thank you so much, JD, for coming on the set. We look forward to seeing your film Incursion. It sounds like an excellent film, so it will be exciting in April. We'll make sure that maybe we can even get some coverage of the premiere if JD will allow us to come out and shoot that. I think that'd be great.
That would be fantastic. I did notice that you did not mention to him that I'm an actor while you interviewed him.
Sorry, Jennifer. I'll make sure that I get him your information and a headshot.
Yes.
And maybe he should contact your agent.
Yes.
That's what Mary Lou
Thank
suggests.
you, Mary. Yes.
Just quickly before we wrap up today's show, I wanted to mention one event. This was emailed to us at info@artstalkonline.com. So if you have events coming up and want us to promote, you can do that. Email us just as this person did. There is an event coming up on December 9th, 7:30 at the Century Meadows Baptist Church, which is on 3720 66th Street. It's a concert entitled Sea Amid the Winter Snow, featuring Christmas and Celtic music from a little Swahili, and with a little Swahili thrown in. So that's going to be quite the mix, actually. And it's going to be led by recording artist and songwriter Debbie Zepik. So don't miss that. I believe if you contact the church, you can get information. So if you call 403-783-3466, 403-783-3466, you can find out more information about that show on December 9th. Well, it's been another great show for November 30th.
This is fun.
Coming up next week, stay tuned because Martin Galbo will be on as one of our guests and Sean Mackey. So make sure you tune in on December 7th for our next show. Thank you so much. This has been Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
Jennifer Boudreau. Have an awesome week.
See you next week. Thank you.